So step 2, work on your stuff.
Yeah.
The only thing that gets in our way of being able to fall in love with everyone we meet is the places where we've been hurt. And some of those hurts are just from individual circumstances. Mostly it's other people who just acting out the ways that were hurt around us. Often when we were very young. And some of it's installed by the oppressive society, that groups of people get targeted to be hurt in similar ways. And, some of that is that it affects people's lives. They don't have the money they need to buy food or whatever. And some of it is that we're left with things like the idea that we're stupid running around in our head or whatever. That's something that people carry around because of, the oppressive society says certain groups are stupider than others or whatever. And so those, all those messages that are that the oppressive society uses to kind of keep us divided and hold itself in place get lodged in our minds. That is not our fault in any way. Mostly it happened when we were too young to, we were small and vulnerable and dependent on the people, often on the people who were doing this to us. Sorry, just let me think for a second. Not our fault. We were young. And in many cases, we don't remember actually what happened. Our minds are good at blocking out things that are too painful for us to deal with yet. And so work on our stuff. It is actually possible to recover our minds and our full humanness. The hurts that we carry around, what holds them in place is the emotional charge of those events. And when we encounter something that reminds us of those experiences, it comes up again, and we end up acting out the old, we have recordings in our brain, and we act them out literally, hoping that this time we can get the feeling, get again what happened to us. So it's important that we have a place to work on our stuff. And I'm happy to, I have one that I do, and I'm happy to talk with anyone afterwards about what that is. But I think mostly we need a place to get to tell our story and get listened to and basically get those feelings out. And the more that we actually can get the feelings out, we'll find the less cold we are to act out those things, and then we can actually respond to what's happening in the present instead of what happened to us in the past. And we'll be more able to connect with more people across more lines and so on. Sorry, I'm just a little distracted by all the traffic.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we've had a couple new people join us, so in a second I'll have them come in. There was one more thing I was going to say. So the other thing is that when we're trying to reach someone who's in an oppressor position, so standing up against oppression is always good. However you can figure out to do it is fine. But I think if we're going to actually achieve the kind of society that we want, we have to actually be able to reach the humanness in everyone. And to remember that people would not have taken on the role that they did in society unless they had been badly hurt and manipulated into that role. And it's hard to do that when you're really pissed off at them. And, it's fully understandable that we would be because society is a mess. But it's not really their fault either. And so the more we work on our stuff, the more of our minds, the more we can get that crap out of our minds, the more that we'll be able to find the humanity in other people and find ways to get them to, be human. And so, I think the biggest way to do that is to get somebody who can actually listen to you and who has agreed to listen to you. And if we take turns, like we've been doing in these dyads, then we can all get a turn. And so, find someone, or you can do it in a group too, where everyone gets an equal turn. And you can just set a timer and just give everyone a turn of the group's attention to think or whatever. Like, if you're really able to listen to them long enough, people will start to have feelings and cry or shake or